What's up, nerds? Welcome back to the pod. I'm Alex.
I'm Brandon.
And this is Two Nerds in Universe. This is where we do in-depth discussion of all things nerdy and give you opinions nobody asked for. So with that being said, let's dive in.
All right.
So what do you got for us today, Brandon?
You know what? I've been thinking about some things lately about, we're two nerds in a universe.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, what does it actually mean to be a nerd? Because it seems like the whole word nerd sort of came out this isn't like a for sure history, but I mean I assume like the 1940s, 1950s or whatever. It's pretty. It's got negative connotations to it. You know, you just sort of see a person that wears not that any of these things make a person a nerd, but wears glasses,
High water pants.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Carries around books all the time, loves chemistry, and
Covalent bonds.
just favorite thing, right?
Yeah.
Pins and
There you go,
Yeah.
pins
In
and
the
all that
pocket.
stuff, right? Always dropping his stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's, but it seems to me like that's, well, actually, when I was a kid even, that's sort of what you imagine. You know, I played a video game called Bully back in the day, and there was a whole group of people called nerds, and it's just a stereotypical nerd. So that's sort of what you expect. It's even portrayed in a lot in movies at one point or another to that. But sort of seems like that's changed
Yeah,
over the course of
absolutely.
time. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Before we get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce who we have today. So we have two guests. These are two of my day ones. So if they want to introduce themselves, go ahead.
I'm Aaron.
roll.
So these are my brother, other one of my boys that I met in first grade. So we go back a long time. Just like I've done with Brandon, I've done with them our entire lives, arguing all the stuff that we talk about. So it's a good idea to bring them on so we can go back and forth about a bunch of this stuff too. But I do understand what you're saying as far as nerds seeming like their characteristic is one dimensional. It always has to be this connotation of them. They just talk like this, and then Urkel, right? Like that's the thing.
Urkel. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
That's the one person that comes to mind, and you think that is a nerd. But obviously, there's more to being a nerd than just that, right? Do you have the definition of a nerd?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the nerd, by definition, Webster's Dictionary, all right, a person who is extremely enthusiastic and knowledgeable about a particular subject, especially one of specialist or niche interest.
Yeah, so that's just like in-depth analysis of. It can generally be anything.
That's a person who just highly, goes way into depth beyond what normal people would do about every minute detail. So obviously you could see why that would be what the stereotypical nerd would be. A person who hyper focuses on comic
academics.
books and academics.
Yeah,
because
I usually see them books, academic, school, everything like that, right? Of course, comics, right? Because that's what a lot of them would do too at the same point. But even now, and more so, it seems like that has stretched more than just the usual stereotype of a nerd, right? That only being academic, now it's transitioned into what I would say is transition to many things that go on around us. One thing that I like to say that when it comes to topics that I feel like I nerd out about, it has a lot to do with movies, TV shows, cartoons, comics, things like that. And I think it's really cool.
Moreover, I mean, another sort of negative stereotype about nerds is that they're very not into athleticism by any means. I mean, they're very clumsy, or very weak, or overweight even. But something that I've sort of seen growing up my entire life that's kind of challenged my mindset of what nerds kind of are is that I see people that are more athletic and more popular, so to speak, talking about things that would be considered very nerdy and whatnot.
Well, I think that's the transition of nerds now being more acceptable, more like, oh, maybe they're onto something and we were the ones that were like, what did we miss here? Like Naruto in middle school, watching kids run with hands behind their back. It was crazy. And we're sitting there like, dude, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. But then you're like, dude, this is the best anime I've ever watched in my life. Like, you're seeing people, Harry Potter, biggest fans, wearing the glasses and stuff, and you're making fun of them. But then now you're watching Harry Potter, and you're like, what a good you know what I mean?
This is kind of gas.
Yeah, so... And now, I mean, I was an athlete growing up my whole life, hung out with nothing but athletes, and now everybody is big on, hey, have you seen this anime? Hey, have you watched this superhero movie? Hey, let's... And it's like, where did this transition come from of where, nerds were, the getting bullied, like you said, the nerdy weenie kind of build, but now it's completely transitioned into something
different.
like nerds are the cool guys too now.
I know that a buddy of mine, brother of mine from back home, his name is Colson, and even a lot of people. I mean, Colson, Carson, a whole bunch of them, right? They were big time like athletes and more on the popular side than anything else. And you know, I obviously wasn't, but what surprised me is like around like high school time, they were really big into like Star Wars, which, you know, a lot of people would probably consider to be more on the nerdy type of stuff. And it 100% took me back because they were still bullying me, but I would still be able to hear them in the lunch line or whatever, talking about like Qui-Gon or Darth Maul or something like that. Like, yeah, that's a good point, you know, and be able to kind of for like 12 seconds talk about Star Wars before they bullied me again. Yeah. But that's just another, you know, idea. I mean, like, you have people who are like a little more on the popular end.
I think even now movies are challenging the trope. You think of 22 Jump Street or 21 Jump Street in high school. He shows up and he's like, you know, I was cool. You know, I'll show you how to do it. And he walks up and it's all the nerds. Yeah, and he's trying to like...
He's like, I don't understand this school.
Yeah.
He's like, the nerds are running it.
Everything's backwards.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, as far as the times changing and you know, becoming something totally different
than what we usually know. I think that's also something for too. I can't obviously speak for anybody else, but me and Raul, I can. Is that growing up too, people around us would watch anime, and at first you're kind of like, weird, right?
Yeah,
probably watching
100%.
hentai in your room alone or something like that, right? Like you just
you
automatically think like something gross. You know what I mean?
Weird.
Like octopus.
Tentacles and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they're always
gross.
present for whatever reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just think about the nastiest stuff. And then you actually watch it. And of course, just like anything in the world entirely, there is definitely some dark corners you can get into in any form of media. But anime, you watch it, especially at an older age. I regret not getting into it at a much younger age.
Right.
But watching it at an older age, you're sitting there and you're like, damn, like this is some of the best storylines I've ever seen in my life, or I've ever watched in my life.
You know what I blame that on? Pokemon. You know, I love Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. There was when we were in elementary school, everybody was bringing home, bringing to school and breakfast and lunch and all that stuff. Their Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and all that, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh for me.
That was always the thing. But at a certain point, you sort of like, I don't know, you gotta grow up.
Yeah,
maybe
you die out of it. It's not cool.
And that's what you consider all of anime. You put your mind like that's every anime out there is basically just kid stuff. Pokemon.
Yeah, falls into the category of grow up.
Yeah,
exactly.
You categorize all of that and it just becomes bundled up into one and you just see it and you're like, that's kids. I'm over it. I'm into sports now. I'm not really watching all that. And meantime, you were skipping out on Avatar, Dragon Ball, Bleach, The Last Airbender. Like, can I go back to my old self and be like, bro, watch? Like, you'll be so far ahead if you watch all this now. But of course, I saw it and I was like, no, these are all what the nerds are doing. Like, I don't want to be lame and
be associated with that.
walk around with
be an adult.
Yeah, walk around with the Naruto lunchbox at like 5th grade. Like,
dude, I got so much Naruto stuff. Like
now?
My room decorated with Naruto. In my car is the Naruto Ninetales plushie. I rock it everywhere I go. I'm like, dude, big rep in Naruto.
They even do that to like, and generally you would think athletes as cool, as popular, right? They even go NFL and NBA teams and they ask them like, hey, what's your favorite anime? And every single one of them, my age, are answering. And I'm like, I missed it. Is that what we were doing? Is that what we were supposed to be doing?
Nobody passed me that note.
Yeah, I thought y'all made fun of us, but secretly they were watching it at home.
Yeah.
Well, obviously now, and probably American culture has challenged that nerd trope to branch off into so much more than usually what it is. That's also something that I can point out too about sports, and that's something maybe not on your end, but on our end growing up, we'd always argue sports, right? But we'd argue that eye test, right? Do you know what eye test means when it comes to sports? If you want to explain them what eye test means?
I think eye test is more just so like feel for the game, like you're watching somebody and they have the intangibles. They just have that difference maker of when they're on the field or off the field, on the court, off the court.
You're looking at them the entire time.
Yeah, you're just like, man, something about this person that's not showing up on a stat record is just better than everybody else. These guys are just, it's hard to explain without playing the sport or like having a feel of the game yourself, I guess that's where like the numbers helps the nerd side mesh into it and understand, hey, this guy's so dominant because the numbers don't lie. You're looking at the numbers for this guy and you're like, man, he must be good. So then you start to check out the actual sport, and then that's where you're seeing the eye test of fans that have just been drawn to the I guess greatness that is presented throughout the eras of many generations of sports. You're always getting that one, occasionally two individuals where you're like, this guy's a game changer. He's going to put our sport on the map. And then the numbers aspects he puts up, everybody comes in and they're like, oh yeah, this guy's really good. And then he's talked about everywhere for years and years to come.
More so than the feel of the game. You're able to watch a player and your eye test will tell you, if I show you Curry, right, and if I show you a backup point guard right now, Trey Jones, and I were to tell you, look at these players, your eye test will already tell you Curry's better than Trey Jones. Just watching one game, you'll be able to, maybe not one game, because you can have an outlier where Trey Jones,
I think even Trey Jones' best night is Curry's
worse.
Probably. No offense to Trey Jones.
Yeah, but
Trey Jones.
Yeah.
San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, but my point is, like, going off of the eye test, you don't have to know the in-depths and the metrics of each player to know this player is better than this player. That's an eye test. That's what my eye tells me. If I'm watching 90s, right, and I go out here and I say, oh, hey, Jordan didn't have a mid-range, that's stupid, because my eye test would go watch film and tell you, no, he was nasty with the midi. Does that make sense?
No, I think
it's things that you generally can see, and you don't need background metric, you don't need numbers to be able to explain that to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel like you can also see because you can train, you can practice, you can scheme, and you'll do your job, but the test comes whenever it's the way you learned it, it's just backwards. Now on the fly, you just have to you have to flip that in your head in real time. And the eye test is, when everything broke up, when it's all off script, what decisions are you making? And you'll see right there just by watching with your eyes, like, okay, he made, out of the 10 possible bad decisions he could have made, he chose a good decision that led to a positive, outcome. So it's just being able to see, off script, off, with everything.
A natural feel for it.
Yeah. If you're in a, I don't know if I don't want to lose you too much, but if you're playing basketball and you're in a zone, right, 2-3, that makes sense.
Yeah,
2-3. Okay.
I've heard it once or twice.
If this person right here gambles, takes himself out of the play, now it's 4, right? Do you have a feel for it where, okay, even though we're down 1 and it's 4v5 inside, do I know how to shuffle? Do I know how to help? Do I know when to slide? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. As a fan, you're able to see all this sort of stuff.
Watching it for a long time, as long as we have, yes, you are able. But so the eye test does play into it, right? But then now here the metric starts coming, and that's what I think. And I think Aaron even brought it up one time too about guys like Adam Schefter, guys like Woj.
Even
Shams.
Stephen A. Like
so much people that
talk
the
about
sport.
sports.
They know there's more in depth. There's more under the surface, right? What you generally see on the eye test is everything on surface, but nerd shit when it comes to sports is things under the surface.
Wasn't there a movie about like baseball where like Clint Eastwood plays in it? I think. And
so there's 2. One of them is the Clint Eastwood one. Another one is Moneyball. I'm not sure if you're referring to Moneyball with Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt.
I think Clint Eastwood one is like the dude can't hit a curveball.
That's a feel for the game.
Yeah.
So that one is the feel for the game because he's blind, is he not? Okay.
I don't know.
Is he?
no, he's blind. He's
I'm
blind.
not a great
during
movie
those,
guy.
Something like
That's
that.
not
Okay,
me.
but yeah.
That's why everybody doubts him.
But when
like,
it comes to Moneyball, that is a perfect representation of it because everybody has, for years, everybody knows how to put a baseball team, or at least they think they know. And sometimes they do, right? Because they win a World Series. But usually they would put a team together based off of feel, right? Eye test. This guy's got everything, right? On his swing, on his power, so much stuff he can catch, he can hit. So they would look at players and they would put them together. It really, generally might have something to do with numbers, but for the most part, these guys they're 70-year-olds, watch a dude and they're like, okay, I can tell you everything about him. You know what I mean? But here comes an author that came out with a book about numbers coming into baseball, more so than just players, right? How do you win a game? Oh, I got to buy runs. Okay, well then now let's look into that. And everything is metric. And that's what he
just
challenged.
break it down and just make it impartial, just the numbers.
That's all he did. Take away the name, put it player A all the way to player Z. I'm looking at their numbers entirely. I don't care what they look like. I don't care how they pitch. I don't care how they run. I don't care about how they hit. Nothing. I just want to see what are the numbers tells me. That's why in the movie he's telling him, I don't want to hear none of them. And they're like, spent hours giving you these guys. And he's like, no, we're going to do it a different way. And the only way they're going to do it is he's like, in order to buy wins, you need to buy runs. In order to buy runs, you need guys that can hit and get on base. That's why the entire time he's telling him he gets on base. I don't care if it's a walk or a run. That's how to win this game. So there is that nerd metric that started coming into baseball that started telling them how to put an entire team together just off of numbers.
Yeah,
I'd argue that person is a nerd when it comes to baseball. Same thing with football and basketball. You have guys that look at metrics, that put players together. That's how you get into the nerd stuff.
All the analytics are brought into sports now. You hear it anytime you're watching anything. Well, what did the analytics say? Well, what did the analytics say?
Football now is analytics.
Yeah.
It has live
Amazon
analytics.
has a whole company that just looks at the metrics of football. So a guy will, throw a deep pass 50 yards downfield, and he'll catch it, and then the metrics will tell you, he had a
2% at catching
2% chance of catching
and
it.
then it'll break it down of who helped each other more. Was the QB, did he throw a better ball so it helped the wide receiver, or did the wide receiver
make an impossible catch?
Increase the percentage for the QB to complete it?
There's metrics that even show quarterbacks that throw a ball if it's catchable, like a rate. So they're able to do all that stuff now. When it comes to basketball and baseball too, and I think they might have it in football, but I haven't really looked at it too much. It's called WAR, wins above replacement. And that's a metric. It's so hard to understand because some people will look at it and they're like, that doesn't make any sense. But that kind of tells you, usually if you're leading in that, you're like the best player on the team. You know what I mean? Because guys that are leading that, today are probably going to be like Joker, SGA, right? Wemby, Cade Cunningham, like guys like that.
Fact check him.
No, you could check. I'm pretty sure wins above. It's called wins above replacements. But this is the thing that goes into it. These guys go into these metrics that are so in depth that they're nerds. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're just a nerd of that particular sport. Same thing that you do about Star Wars and watching Clone Wars and going in depth at all these little characters that had, 1-2 seconds on screen in
Attack of the Clones.
And you're there like, hey. But because they gave you in-depth analysis of that character, one entire episode to him in the Clone Wars.
I would say
that's exactly what that is.
Even to the point where y'all knowing the cast had to go through this, the director has done this sort of films, these kinds of films. I think that shows y'all's nerdism. The Rotten Tomatoes scores, y'all, the ratings, y'all care about all that stuff.
IBM, all of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk into a theater and be like, I'll watch that one. Sit there. It was good. It was not good.
I'm gonna go ahead and challenge everybody on that though, real quick, because generally that's what maybe not more so you, but us three here, we do that where we look at audience score and critic score. These critic scores though, man, sometimes I watch some of these films and I'm like, how is that a 99?
But you see, that's the numbers. That's the nerd
I'm not
aspect.
even sure. I feel
for the game.
Actually, I will say that actually is right, because some of these filmmakers will go and they're like, it's got the 5 characteristics of a movie. It's got mise en scène. It's got cinematography. And you're there and you're like, bro, it was a terrible movie. It was awful. I didn't like it. But the audience, right? Most of the audience scores that go, they're not nerds when it comes to it. They just want to see a good movie. I don't care on the mise en scène. I don't care what was behind it. Just give me a good movie. But you go look on Rotten Tomatoes and you go look critics gave the top 20 movies of 2025. And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, what was the first actual movie that people went to go watch? Because I'm looking at all these movies. I didn't watch one of these. You know what I mean? So even filmmakers, even movies, the metrics that they go into and what they look for in a movie, that's nerd shit too.
100%.
You know what I mean?
They hyper-focus on every single little detail.
Everything. Every single thing.
It definitely brings up really good points about just how things have evolved over time in regards to what a nerd actually is ironically, I mean, like somebody that would be considered a jock, which hopefully you guys don't take disrespect for it, but all three of you guys, the friends I was talking about from back home, all those people would definitely be considered jocks, yet I can 100% have nerdy conversations with each and every single one of you. So it's interesting to see that evolve.
Real quick, before I don't mean to cut you off. I know we're gonna get into it. I just want to tell you the 10 best movies of 2025 that were ranked by Tomato Meter, because I really want to see.
Oh, that's your thing.
If you've even heard.
But that's your thing. You're a big Rotten Tomato guy.
Audience score.
It's just
I do like looking at the
compare.
audience score. Yeah, because I'm like, okay, if everyone's going in there saying it's a terrible movie, and it's got 50,000 plus reviews that it's terrible, it might not be a good movie.
I'll wait for streaming.
But yeah, but if I go and I read you the top 10 movies that all these critics came together
Who hasn't?
and said it's good, let me look at it. On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, The Plague, Ephus, Solely Main Story, Cover Up, Deaf President Now, Come See Me in the Good Light, The Secret Agent, Caught by the Tides, No Other Choice.
When did these movies come
These
out?
all came out in 2025 that critics...
Y'all got some homework to do.
Yeah,
man.
looks like I got homework to do because I got to be honest, I haven't heard of that
of a
at
single
all.
one.
Not
None
even
of
a
those.
trailer.
A single one. I will tell you the first movie that everybody probably knows on these, Sinners, is the first movie at 30.
No way.
So they said 29 other movies came out in 2025 that are better than Sinners.
But like award wise
Well-
too, does
well,
that correlate for them?
No, because Sinners actually received more
Just-
awards than I
just-
think any movie ever.
So then how is it not the
16
top
nominations.
movie? It doesn't make sense.
They're also looking at like film festivals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That type of stuff. The guild, film guilds, all that good stuff. So they're all getting together and being like, hey, these are the best movies of this year.
Yeah, the only two movies that I know of, obviously I do know Sinners. Past that, One Battle After Another at 45 and Predator Killer of Killers at 48. That's it. I don't know any of those 30 movies
And
up there.
that's Rotten Tomatoes.
And that's Rotten Tomatoes critics. So I do how you brought up movie, that does make sense because those guys have to be movie nerds. Because I'm sitting there and I'm asleep in all 30 of these movies.
They're
I
all
wake
like-
up and they're like, that was excellent. I was like, it put me to sleep, bro.
They're all like 60, 70 years old.
That's what I tell Brandon.
Their
All the
ideas
time.
of
A great
theater,
movie.
cinema is
Lawrence of Arabia,
based-
12 Angry Men,
is
movie.
completely always in comparison to
Casablanca.
Two
All
previous.
these are not great
These
movies.
are great movies.
You
I
know
would
who's
watch it
gonna
on a
say
Tuesday.
great
movie.
you know what they'll say? What if that movie director from 1950 had the technology of today?
Yeah,
Okay,
what
but
could
you
they-
didn't. Okay, but you didn't.
But,
I
So-
don't
but
care.
That's
But
just
they
that's
produced
just
you
what
just
they're
great
saying.
movies with what
Oh,
they had.
if this,
you know?
if that,
And
you didn't,
'cause
I
there's
don't
an
care.
argument
It's
to
a
be made
terrible
that it's
movie.
even better than what you would get because they were able to do more with less.
So in that same case, you would say, hey, Arnold's was better physique than C-Bum because
Yes.
he had no.
Yes.
C-Bum looks
Arnold
better.
was 100%
I
better
don't
than
care
C-Bum.
if you didn't have the nutrition that. I don't care if you,
I went-
if you
I went
didn't
to
have
the
the
gym for the
nutrition the
first
same
time
way he
today.
did. I'm sorry, but at this point in time, technology is better. Everything is better. I can enjoy movies more because you're willing to do more with it. Masters of the Universe. Everybody's talking about that movie coming out. You're at a perfect time in the world now where you can do that movie justice because of your technology. Am I just gonna go in there and say, well, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna like it more than the other one because the other one it works so much more with less. No, I don't
Well,
care.
No, but at the same time, we're totally on a tangent right now. But
This is
what
nerd
if they
shit.
come,
This
what if
is
they
us.
come out with that movie and then it's nowhere near what it is supposed to be? It's like doing a remake of Harry Potter or Pirates of the Caribbean and not having the same characters, or maybe have the same names, but not the same type of
Okay,
character.
so then you're arguing that it doesn't go off of that same storyline then?
Yes, 100%.
Okay,
In which
okay.
case they've stolen the name.
Okay, then you're challenging the storyline. I'm not sitting here saying that the storyline is going to be the same or just because you veer off topic, it's going to be bad. I'm not arguing that. All I'm saying is I'm just not going to discredit a movie because it has the luxury of being in the 21st century. Technology can certainly help a movie. Same thing as Dune 1984, right? People
But you
generally don't
discredit
like that
old
movie.
movies for not having.
You said what?
But you're discrediting the old.
No.
stuff.
Some movies can be good, but if a movie has technology now on its side and can be better because of the way it looks, I'm going to enjoy that.
I've just found that that's not the case. I mean, most of the time, I agree with you, by the way, but I just find that for whatever reason, even with all the technology and all that stuff that we can do, all the amazing stuff that we can do,
Yeah, absolutely.
we're still producing, like, less than adequate movies or movies that veer off way too far.
Then that might be
from
the
original.
director going more, depending on technology, more so than putting so much effort into the creativity of the movie or the screenwriting of the movie, because you're just like, oh well, hey, the CGI is going to carry my movie. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Lazy. I think nowadays too, with the technology, the visuals are
stunning.
What we're all looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
The IMAX camera now is more prevalent than ever. Movies are being made completely on IMAX for that big screen, picture, which is pretty much started with movies like Dune and Star Wars, where you're trying to build this universe, outer space, and the size. Well, now with the technology, it's a lot more, eye-capturing than what it was before. But I think eye test as well comes in with that, because if your eyes, like us, born late 90s, early 2000s, now we're getting these movies, our eyes are used to seeing Avatar and what it is, and seeing Dune 2 for this. So then you turn on a movie from the 1950s and you're like, my daughter, 8-year-old daughter, I could put on a movie for her and she'll tell me this movie's old, right? Like you can see it.
Yeah.
This has a different camera than normal. This must be the later model.
Oh, they didn't have Wi-Fi making this one, huh, Dad?
I thought it was so funny when she pointed out to me, like it felt.
This is old, right?
Old.
Honey, this is Sandlot. It's not that old.
There's actually film nerds that can tell you what camera they're using and what film
in the movie.
Just by looking at it.
I imagine so. 100% imagine so, that they're able to just like out of a haystack. Like I know the exact detail about this.
Yeah. So like I can tell the difference between a Canon versus a Sony versus a Fujifilm just by working with them a lot. And there's other people that are like, oh, that's an Atari. He's using a 35. He's into it, dude.
That's crazy.
That's all in-depth stuff of everything nerds that you can get to in literally anything. We went a little bit off topic.
That same attention to detail is exactly what the same group of people that we have right here. I guarantee you, like next week, you'll be hyper focusing on the same level towards like sports to some degree, right? If you haven't already. I mean,
biggest sporting event coming up. So
when is the Super Bowl?
Coming up February. It's usually like in
it's
the
usually
first,
like the
first
8th.
week. Yeah, first week of February.
It's
coming
usually
up
before. I think it's the weekend before Valentine's Day.
It's really coming up.
I've heard this guy named, what is it, Drake?
Yeah.
Drake May.
Drake May.
Drake May.
Right. Drake May.
Yes, sir. That is it.
His title is
him.
His name.
That's why.
Because he is him, right? I haven't looked at him at all up until recently, and apparently he's just been making waves left and right.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is it about him? I mean, like he's going towards the Super Bowl. He's the quarterback for
the Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah. I mean, he's relatively young, right? I mean,
second year in the league.
Second year in the league.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of unheard of, to be honest. I mean, and big shoes to follow with
Tom Brady.
With Tom Brady now
and his
being there,
legacy there in New England. Yeah.
And he's making enough. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Tom Brady, but I mean, like he's making enough waves that like he's on a trajectory to sort of be
I'd
there.
argue that it looks very similar to how Brady started in New England. It is very similar to what is happening before us with Drake May. And I think that's also something too that's really cool to ask ourselves is, do you think this is an outlier year? Do you think this is just a fluke, right? Mahomes getting injured, being out for the rest of the year, Bo Nix getting hurt in the divisional
second to
round.
last play of the game.
Broke his ankle, and now you're playing a team that doesn't have their first-string quarterback.
So upset.
So then it's like now we don't have Josh Allen because now we get Jared Stidham. No, anyways, long story short. Now, did all the cards line up just for Drake May?
It was a catch.
Yeah. Does all the cards line up just for Drake May, or do you think the Patriots really arrived?
Was this a fluke? Was he just lucky? I mean, it's possible.
In my opinion, I think it's very similar. Like the whole structure they have.
Absolutely.
To the old New England, offensive coordinator was
Josh McDaniels.
the man who won him with Brady. Defensive-minded head coach in Mike Vrabel, same as Bill Belichick. Pocket passer quarterback,
Drake May, yep.
Drake May, same as Tom Brady.
And great defense.
And a stellar defense.
Yeah. That's how I see it.
And great pass catchers, like not like big time. Go make a move like the Jamar Chase. No, just hey, go win your route, catch this great placed ball by Drake May.
But that's what they would do with Brady
Matt
too.
Collins, but all
With
of
the
a
Bills?
sudden
Yeah.
he's out here making big catches for the Patriots.
But that's what they did even with Tom Brady, right? Like Tom Brady, all they did around him was great tight end, right? Yeah, top 5 tight end of all time, and you gave him excellent route running pass catchers. Nobody that's gonna run a 75-yard after the catch, but it's everybody that can win right off the scrimmage. Get
on a
open.
3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, who do I throw the ball to right here?
Just get open. That's all I need. All I need you to
Hunter
get
Henry
open.
is a refrigerator.
exactly. An elite
He's a
tight end.
refrigerator.
I think
tight end.
he is a very good tight end in this league. Yeah, absolutely.
He's-
And
he's
a
on the way.
red zone monster. So I do see similarities with Tom Brady in New England as I do now with Drake May.
They got a young running back in
Travion Henderson.
Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
Ramondre still
Ramondre
putting-
Stevenson is the
Just a
Putting
fumble
third and
fumble
shortage.
demon though.
He fumbles a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you had him on fantasy, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. More nerd stuff,
But-
right?
but to-
Oh,
fantasy.
dude, yeah, right.
We all have been playing
Champ.
fantasy for years.
Champ me, by the way.
He
Champ
just won
me.
this year.
Ring me, by the way.
In our fantasy.
Yeah, I did. Now
He's
they can't
actually
talk.
won once. I've won twice. He's won once.
Well,
I-
I wasn't present for all of those. Let's just say that. With
Oh,
me
that's the
here,
reason.
with me here, I haven't seen them
With
win.
him here, none of that would have
I think
happened.
he's gotten one win.
Yeah, no,
when
as
I was
long
there,
as he's
this
not-
guy.
If he's not
Bubble
playing,
ring.
then
Bubble
it
ring.
doesn't
It
count.
doesn't count.
Bubble ring. Let me know
Yeah.
in the comments if an 8-man bubble ring counts.
No
okay?
bubble ring.
Thank you.
No bubble
Okay.
ring.
Anyways, but yeah, I do see similarities with
Drake May and Tom Brady.
with Drake May and Tom Brady. They're starting the exact same way. Amazing defense.
I think it's a fluke, though.
And the weather conditions always help because they live there, right? They get
They're
used to
the
that
cold.
weather.
We used to
I mean,
this.
Denver.
No, I'm not
plays
saying just
in
in
this.
Denver's case.
Denver
I'm
the
just-
weekend before.
No, I'm
was
not
just
saying.
pouring.
I'm not saying no other team goes through it, but New England, it's always consistently like that.
Yes.
So they're already acclimated to that type of weather. But you throw Tua in that weather, see what happens. You throw guys from the South in that era, I'm not so confident. But I am confident in Drake May
Yeah,
in that
100%.
weather.
I would freeze.
Is there another like sophomore quarterback that we would plug in
Into
for the New England Patriots, and you would see the same amount of success?
Dak
Or
Prescott.
do you think
he's not a
a 2-year young?
In his second
But
year.
I'm saying, or do you think Drake May is really like running that?
No,
ship?
you throw
I think
you throw
a
Caleb
lot
in
of
there.
I think a lot of stars align for the Patriots this
absolutely.
year.
You-
Bill's got the worst. Josh Allen's got the worst roster he's ever had in the NFL. He was
And he still-
remarkable
he still did it.
still
with
wheeling
them.
and dealing
He's still he won.
Mahomes, he'll probably be out
all next year.
all next year again.
he will.
Lamar Jackson, who knows what was going on with him. Joe Burrow
That's
can't
what you
stay
coach.
healthy.
Harbaugh gone.
Harbaugh's gone.
Bo Nix probably out all next year, or
No.
a good amount of the year. But
No, honestly, I think he'll come back. Like
Start of
of
this-
off season.
you think it was that
yeah,
quick?
No, training camp. I think he'll be back. But even then, I'm not sitting here too with my circling.
But then I'm
out of
taking
fear
Drake
of the
May.
Denver Broncos on
Yeah,
my
I'm
schedule.
taking Drake May over Bo Nix.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So,
but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that Drake May. You can't put any other sophomore quarterback and do the same thing because. I
you
mean,
can put CJ Stroud.
with CJ Stroud is no, I don't see CJ Stroud as I don't know.
CJ
like
Stroud.
like
He's
like
not-
we're
he's not very
saying,
good.
there's so many
Jaden
things
Daniels,
that line
Caleb
up.
Williams.
There's so many things that line up for them.
that's
the
every
coach,
year.
the OC, the QB,
Injuries.
and even the type of QB that he is,
And the refs help.
pocket QB. You know, the tall, stoic, patient. He's got good feet in there. He makes
Plays.
great decisions
Yeah, he does.
that are
gotta
easily
find out the
missed
rushing yards
if
of
you
Drake
can't
May.
see the eye test, because they won 10-7 off of a field goal. The final point scored was a field goal in the second half, and they got the ball back with very little time, and they're trying to get up quickly to kick the field goal before half ends, and there was like a 5-second, the very final 5 seconds, Drake May takes off to run, and when he got towards like in that field goal range where he slid. But the first thing I thought was, there's like 1 second left. Why are you sliding in the middle of the field with, you're just giving up that time? but then the refs actually called a timeout because they had a timeout in their back pocket. So first thing I thought was he was right there by the sideline, go straight to the sideline, but he slid because he knew that timeout was there and they could use it. Yeah. But in that type of game, that pressure
to be that young,
second year, I still don't see
game
last year was
game on the line,
and he had the knowledge to slide to call that field goal because then it would have been time would have been up.
And usually experienced NFL players, when they don't know what to do in a situation, they'll look at their sideline and look to them to tell them either slide or go. He didn't look 1 second. He already knew, I know what I'm going to
do. You guys know what self-efficacy is, right?
Yes.
It's like...
Explain for the people that
self-advocacy?
Efficacy.
Oh, they said advocacy.
He made up that word right now, gentlemen.
Yeah, right.
I ain't answer. I just sat here. I let the crowd.
Please tell the
Hey, he was ready for that. He said, "Tell me."
Yeah, you explain it.
That was a setup.
Explain it in your own words.
So you're assuming we don't know him.
Okay, explain it for the people at home that don't know it.
Gosh, all right, for you guys.
I don't think it's even a word, but I'm gonna check.
Self-efficacy is basically self-confidence, right? So like if I'm in the gym and I'm able to bench press 315 once, right? Then
is this
I'm more likely.
True or false?
It's true. Then if I'm able to do it once, then I'm more likely to do that in the future than if I were to fail at it. It doesn't matter because it's all a brain thing, right?
Yeah, mental. Ben Simmons.
There's a huge part of it which is basically just your body, but there is a big chunk of it where it does come down to your own self-confidence and your own abilities. So if you've done it before, then you're more likely to do it again. And I think that definitely applies for this guy here, Drake May. So like if he's able to get this far as young as he is, I think we're safe to sit here and look at him, assuming, God forbid, there's any injuries.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that this guy can be the next Tom Brady and continue on.
It's so hard
to do this
say
again and again and again.
The next Tom Brady and not like
wince at it a little bit. Like,
whoa, that's
hey,
crazy.
shut your mouth.
Yeah. But like, obviously, starting so young, already making it. If they do win, then it'll be very impressive and a great start to the career. Now, next season's a whole different beast, and lines get upgraded. Teams.
True. There's
figure
more to
you
this
out
than just
more.
a quarterback,
Yeah.
right?
There's a terminology that exists in the NFL for a reason, and it's called the sophomore slump because you can have an exceptional rookie year.
Really?
But once you get to that second year, it's called the sophomore slump because you are going to hit a wall. Now NFL teams have film on you. They know your tendencies. They know your weaknesses. They know what you're not good at identifying scheme-wise. So they're able to hide their schemes and disguise their schemes. So I'm going to confuse you. And most of the time, it is not crazy for these quarterbacks to hit it, right? C.J. Stroud, guys like that, right? Excellent rookie years, and you're like, he's definitely going to be here next year, and he's not because he hits a slump. But Drake May, it's the complete opposite. Not only did, and it generally doesn't happen to all quarterbacks, right? But Drake May, it didn't happen to. Caleb Williams, it didn't happen to. There's just certain quarterbacks that
you elevate.
That get better and you elevate because, hey, I've been in the league longer. Just because you're starting to understand how I play doesn't mean I'm not understanding how you play too. Now I'm understanding defenses. Now I'm understanding how to read them, how to be able to make decisions on the fly, just like we were talking about with Drake May. You know what I mean? So it's called sophomore slump for a reason. And he didn't hit it. He actually flew right past it. So New England Patriots are doing everything great.
Conversation. Like,
yeah, he was.
He
is. It's Matthew Stafford's award already.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2, but
only because they'll argue the strength of schedule against the Patriots. But I feel like once you make it to the Super Bowl, that's out the window.
Well, yeah,
because those are all
schedule?
The best teams that are coming out.
But
so
MVP's only regular season.
You can't argue.
He didn't actually play the best teams in the playoffs, but I mean,
but those are the best teams too.
They won.
They're winning.
I mean, yes, I'm not watering
There's
down
no way
their
you
playoff
luck
run.
your way to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
I don't
you do.
know. You certainly
Boston
can.
Celtics.
I can go up against C.J. Stroud and he can give me the ball 5 times, or I can go up against the Denver Broncos and play their second string. So you can certainly have things line up for you to
that Broncos game though.
there.
You could bring this up.
I understand,
so
but you know it has a factor to play.
And then at the
every
year, you can bring it up with Curry.
In 10 years, nobody's
I acknowledge that, but it does have a factor when it plays into some things. But I'm not disputing that he hasn't had an excellent year. I do think that I do see Brady 2000s Brady and Patriot vibes.
It shows the flashes.
Yeah,
of
and all
Brady.
their finances, they have like $60 million in cap space available. So they're not losing any players. Their best player they're losing is their like safety, and he's really good, but he's not even a top 50 free agent this year. So meaning they're retaining all their best players, and now they have money to spend on more players. All that because you're paying your quarterback a rookie contract when his value is probably up there with Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Dak. Drake May, when he commands a contract, it will be a lucrative contract.
I mean, it's still going to depend on the next 3 years.
I don't think so. They gave Tua over $150 million, and he was
okay. Now
crap.
If they're going to give it to him, yes, probably that's what teams do. You get a decent, quarterback back there, somebody with like time to grow and stuff that shows those flashes. They're gonna sign him more or less. A lot of quarterbacks we don't agree should be getting these numbers because then with their limitations, you need to use that money for players
to
around
build a
them,
defense. Yeah, to build teams around you, and that's the same thing too with Patriots. The great thing about Patriots is you might not know specifically, but they do. Their best receiver, probably Stephon Diggs, is not even a top 15, maybe not even top 20 receiver in the league. Then you go to their tight end. Will people all around? Will people universally say Hunter Henry is a top 5, top 10 tight end? Maybe not.
No.
Then you go to running backs.
He's never in it.
Then you go to running backs, and you might not say, hey, Travion Henderson or Ramondre Stevenson is a top 10 running back. So in all these, every skill position that is deemed important, they don't even have a top 10, top 15 player in any of these positions.
That O-line.
That O-line is excellent. The quarterback who does not turn over the ball as much is excellent, and your defense is excellent. Usually that's a formula for success, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
And it's their foundation, defense. Bill Belichick was there for over 20 years. Vrabel did also play under Belichick, but
yeah, that's the coaching tree.
Their whole entire culture is defense, and they're just leaning on their strengths now. Going back to the old book with Josh McDaniels back. I think I told you a couple of days ago, he has like 32 playoff wins. Some insane number of playoff wins.
And he called plays for Brady. So you don't think he's watching this Drake May kid and he's like, hey, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. So if I know it worked with Brady, and this kid has the exact
He's
same.
over here like round 2.
And it looks very similar. So obviously we're comparing Tom Brady from what we know he became, right? But if you look at Tom Brady in his first 2 years of playing, it's very similar. The only difference is Drake May can run. So now you're kind of like, hey, this kid.
He can run.
No, Drake May.
Move his legs really fast.
No, Drake May can run.
Big beard quarterback.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yes. According to him, if you get more rushing yards than his, I think, career high, you're a mobile quarterback. I think Drake May's got more.
No,
so
Drake May is a mobile quarterback.
Fitzpatrick also has like 17, 18 years of quarterback play.
But
are the Patriots an NFL playoff team next season?
Yeah, 100%.
So?
I think so, yeah.
Without a doubt. They're guaranteed 4 wins against
Honestly,
the Jets and the Miami. So you just need to win 6 more out of your division, and you're probably in. So
even without like watching football much in my life, I've heard the New England Patriots like 1,000 times. It's just like synonymous with
Cowboys.
Dallas
Two
Cowboys definitely is.
We're the richest team in the world.
Yeah, but we lose all the time.
We're not in the headlines for good reasons. The Patriots are, but nonetheless, we're still there. Patriots are right next to us.
It's neck and neck. It's definitely neck and neck. But you don't even have to know much about football to know New England Patriots. They win ball games, and they get titles. So to sit here and say like, are they going to be a playoff team next season? I'd be surprised if they weren't. To be honest.
The culture is already set in place. The foundation is set in place. Just follow
standard.
it. And now you're not losing anybody for agency, and you only have 60. Now you have $60 million on top of that to spend on getting other players to come to your team to buy into the foundation, or to buy into the culture that they have there. There should be no reason they don't make it to the playoffs next year. Should be no reason.
I mean, definitely seems like this Drake May guy is on track to be somebody special.
Yeah,
you know,
I'd say so.
It actually kind of reminds me, since we're talking about sports and just how like nerdy it can kind of be. I kind of want to switch gears a little bit here and sort of pick y'all's brain on basketball. All right, because it's not just football that you hyper focus on. It's not just like we're talking about with Moneyball, baseball that you hyper focus on. It's like pretty much all sports and basketball. What with March, kind of right around the corner here. March Madness, basketball, all that.
UFC is back.
America just won, right? Beat what's his name?
Justin Gaethje just beat Patty.
Yeah, that was pretty
Great
pretty
eye
cool.
poke.
Yeah, great eye poke.
Two eye pokes.
Nobody talking about the eye poke, man.
and a knee to the groin.
and a knee to the groin, and the
But-
refs
or a
like,
shin,
I didn't see
a
it.
shin to the groin.
But great win, Justin Gaethje. Well deserved.
Yeah, Patty's face was
Messed up.
It was.
Didn't have much of an argument.
But for basketball, right? Is Steph Curry an undisputed top 10 player of all time?
Ooh. So, initial, right off rip, yes.
100%.
Like, without even going off of a list of players, my mind says yes immediately.
Immediately.
Probably more so because the way he changed the way the NBA is played today.
He changed the way the game is played?
Absolutely.
Completely grabbed
Eye
it,
test.
flipped it on its head, put it back, grabbed it again, flipped it again, and said, y'all have fun with it.
So this is kind of the best way to do this. Undisputed is what you said, right?
Yes.
Meaning there's no argument.
No
about
argument.
It. Okay. Then
yes.
usually I do want to say yes because I mean I love Curry, right? But we also have to make sure everybody that is
I
in
know,
the top
that's what
10
I'm
that's
saying.
universally agreed.
Off not
LeBron,
saying the
Michael,
list.
Kareem, Tim Duncan, Magic. Any
I mean,
any
I
disputes
guess
with that?
Magic is the debate for
Magic.
Top 5.
Magic would
but
be
he
debated.
is in the top 10 without a
Yes,
doubt. Then
yes.
you have
Shaq.
Shaq, Bill Russell, Kobe, Will Chamberlain, Larry Bird. That's usually who is in that
Yep.
list. Then you would ask yourself,
So who do you take
10
out
sitting at this table, who's sitting up for
for
Steph?
Wardell?
Wardell, Stephen Curry? Who's getting up for him?
I think.
Well,
I think.
I would love to hear what you have to say, but just finish what you were going to say earlier about
Him changing the game.
him changing the game. I think that's a good I think that's an important thing to remember before.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few guys that are able to change the game, but Steph Curry probably changed it in the biggest way possible.
Ever.
Little kids in a basketball AAU game are now pulling up from 3 in a fast break. If I ever did that playing basketball, my butt would be on the bench so fast. Like, that is not how the game is supposed to be played. Like, move the rock, get the layup, easy buckets.
Yeah.
No, Steph came down, started shooting threes from anywhere he wanted, and everybody in the world said, I can do that too. And so now they pass half court, chunk it. Sometimes it goes in, but then they practice it. And now everybody in the NBA, you have to be able to shoot the 3 ball. If you cannot shoot the 3 ball,
You're not getting a lot of playing time.
you're not playing, buddy.
How old is Steph Curry?
Unless you're 7
He's like
feet tall.
36, I think, 30, 35, 36.
36. I
Late
mean,
His
he's
birthday's
still,
coming up
he's
March.
still relatively,
Late 30s.
young, and for him to change. I mean, before him,
That's
they
not young
weren't
for the
doing that?
NBA, though. 35, 36. That you're on your way out.
You're on your way out for sure.
He also
But
did miss a lot early in his career
From
with his ankle injuries.
Yeah. Okay.
But then once he started like for real playing, it was like no getting rid of him.
And
This
his
dude,
play style, shooting is, will last you longer than any other play style in the NBA. He's not a
A vertical.
vertical player. He's not
Yeah.
gonna posterize or dunk on you. He's just
Conditioned.
he's just-
extremely conditioned.
is he gonna run around,
conditioned, shooting.
catch the ball, shoot it?
Usually, a lot of NBA players rely on athleticism,
Mhm.
right? They got it on their bunnies, on their changing directions, everything like that. And of course, Curry can do that. He's great conditioned, but he's not the type of person that's a vertical player that's going to go up and fight for rebounds or anything crazy. He's just going to run around 2 miles a game. You're going to get tired eventually because you're
miles,
not
that
conditioned.
seems-
I go look it up.
That
I'm
seem-
pretty
that
sure a
seems a
mile and a
little
half, 2
low.
miles is.
Okay.
For like a
I
basketball
was saying
game,
low. That
for a
sounds-
basketball game,
that
like,
sounds like
you don't run that many miles
definitely does
though.
more.
But I'm
But he
guaranteeing
running circles.
he's over 2 miles.
4
Yeah,
times.
100%. But that's my point, is that the way he plays, he just has to be conditioned. Because once he gets around a screen, he's shooting it. And
So
more than
what you're
likely,
saying is he tires you
even if he
out.
has
Yes.
the ball and he's dribbling down the floor, you're not going to be able to guard him.
Mhm. He tires you out, and then when you're like at the peak tiredness, then he's able to shoot that three.
he just needs a little bit of space. Once he has a little bit of space, but he also runs through 3 or 4 off-ball screens. He just needs the slightest amount of, and even people
But
sit here and say space.
that's
He doesn't
only
need
one
space.
aspect of
space.
his game, Brendan. That's what we need you to understand. Like the off-ball movement, the him running around, the conditioning.
Is better than
That's-
anybody in NBA history.
That's eye test too, though, running around, because naturally you're watching a game, somebody turns on a TV, like, oh, I'll watch this game. You're watching the ball, where the ball is going, and seeing where, because that's where the play is at. But if you watch Steph with your eyes away from the ball, he'll pass it, and then he does like a whole
Lap around.
You lap around the
You want to
court.
know something nuts that you could say with Curry that you can't say with anybody else?
What's that?
Most of these superstars are dangerous with the ball in their hands. Curry's more dangerous with the ball out of his
without
hands.
it.
And you're like, how the hell is that possible? Because he runs. Cuts, backdoors, everything. Just
'cause of
everywhere. And you're
Mark
like,
Jackson.
and you're
Mark
just so
Jackson.
tired. You're
Curry's
so tired.
older now, and I just saw like a couple of clips the other day of the Golden State Warriors playing a 4-on-4 because they were full guarding Steph, and he stayed on
Away
the
from
other
the
side
court.
of the court and just sat there, and the dude was still sitting there.
They just told him, don't
Don't let
leave
him
him.
out of your
Yeah.
sight.
And they even asked him, and he's like, I mean, it's not really basketball, but I've been dealing with it my whole life. So he's like, so I mean, it's kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of a testament to
how-
my play style.
To how great and impactful
He gets up
is.
in the morning out of bed.
You gotta guard him.
They're there.
He's
They're already
shooting
guarding
that
him.
There's
thing.
memes.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
video.
As soon as he
There's the
steps up-
video. Yeah.
That really
Yeah,
means
yeah.
about
There's
it.
literally memes
Get out of
about him
bed.
getting out of bed, and as soon as he wakes up,
The guy.
there's the guy guarding him, and he's like, "Bro, we're not even playing yet."
He's like, Coach said,
Dude,
Coach said.
we're talking about a superhero right now.
Yeah,
So
he's-
how is somebody like this
Not considered
not
top 10.
considered top 3? Why are we
Okay,
not like
Because
I-
the list he just said, those guys were also
I will
so
argue
dominant.
this undisputedly. I will say I think Curry should be in, and I'm gonna make a lot of people upset. I think he should be in over Will Chamberlain.
I think you could put him in. Okay. Over Magic.
All our grandpa.
I'm having Curry over Magic as
Okay,
the best
no,
point guard.
I
of
don't
all
hate it.
time.
I
So-
don't hate it.
I was gonna
So
say
I have-
it might be Magic just because he has now
I'm
surpassed
gonna say he's over Bird.
Magic.
I'm taking him over Bird. I'm taking him over.
These are some greats that were.
I'm taking him
Curry's great
over.
too.
I'm taking him over Will.
I'm taking Curry over Will. Will has a lot of all
You know
the
who
records.
you
Will
know who
has.
I'm leaving on the list? MJ, Bron, Kobe,
Kareem.
Timmy.
Tim, Shaq,
Ka-
Hakeem,
Oh.
and Kareem. I'm putting Hakeem Olajuwon in my top 10 over those other guys that you said.
So
I told you earlier.
Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell are not on your list.
Well, Curry is in my list before I'm going to say
No.
those
So in this
guys.
case, I have everybody except Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain. So in your case, Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain are out. Hakeem Olajuwon and Curry are
Yeah,
in.
but I think I stopped at like 8 or something like that.
So then that would be
throw,
the 2.
Yeah, throw anyone. But Curry's got to be like that 8 spot
So
for
he,
me right
he is
now.
undisputed.
Yeah, for me,
Undisputed.
I think he's probably
Yeah, he's
on the back end of the 10, but I think he's in the 10.
I would say he's on the back end of the 10, but I would put him on the 10, but I'm not ready for that
he's
argument
not in the
yet.
Avengers. He's not in the top 5.
I think
That's
because
so tough, man. You talk
the-
about the top 5
you
players.
have to look at what he
LeBron,
did
Michael,
winning
Kareem,
though.
Tim Duncan are for me are 4. I don't know.
I don't know. You said MJ, Bron,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Tim Duncan are 4.
top 4.
Steph
for
Curry
sure.
doesn't
So then you would
belong.
argue Curry over Kobe, over
No.
Shaq,
No,
over Larry Bird.
possibly.
Okay, so
But
then
I didn't
those are
watch
those
that. I
guys.
didn't watch that game, so sorry, OGs.
Okay, but that's then the next question would be the one that's pushing it is, do you think Curry is undisputed top 5 player of all time?
No.
That one I'd probably
that
say.
one he's
just-
definitely not on that list.
Coming from like an impartial like perspective from a person who hasn't really kept up with basketball in my life, just hearing somebody who changed the game
is not top 5.
is not top. Why is he not in the
didn't-
Justice League?
He didn't win enough.
He didn't win enough.
He only
didn't
won
win
4
enough.
rings. And I honestly, Tim Duncan won 5, Kareem Abdul won what, 5?
Duncan's
I
the most
already hear them.
winningest
I
player
already
of
hear
all
them
time.
about the wins. Somebody else has 4 rings in there. that they're gonna
LeBron?
say.
Yeah, but this isn't
But
just
he's got-
not winning.
But,
in
but
He's got
LeBron didn't
every
just win.
other
But LeBron didn't just win
statistical
2
category.
rings.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
won 4 rings.
So he
This isn't. You can't. It's not just you have in order to be top 5. You have to have 5.
What
rings.
hurts Curry is KD going there.
Yes. That's what hurts his legacy is another superstar joining him. But
And-
I would
and
argue it doesn't hurt
dominating.
his legacy more so than it hurts Kevin
Than
Durant.
Kevin
No.
Because Kevin Durant left the Warriors and
Curry's
Curry
missing
won
2
against Boston.
Curry's
by
missing
him.
2
He
Finals
had help,
MVPs
but-
for his Hall of Fame case. For him to be in the top 5 undisputed,
Yeah,
like we're
that's fair.
saying.
That's fair.
If KD didn't get those Finals MVPs, we have no discussion that Steph
And
Curry
Steph-
is not one of the top 5 players of
And
all
Steph
time.
and Stephen Curry should have won the 2018 Finals MVP. Not it's
Oh.
already 2015 Finals MVP. He should have won without a doubt.
How?
Iguodala. You think Iggy deserved it?
Of course.
How?
Because the Martians got the death beam pointed
Oh my
at the planet, fam. Give me Iguodala.
Yeah, that one they said they gave
No,
it to
he's-
Iguodala because he what?
He's on the poster.
He locked up Braun. He
locked
stopped
up Braun.
Braun.
He's on
He
the
stopped
poster.
Bron.
He has a famous poster from.
He stopped LeBron in the finals. I think that year LeBron only averaged in
Probably
the
like
finals. I think
30.
like 36, 9 and 9.
So
That's,
LeBron is Captain
2015,
America.
right?
Yeah.
Steph
2015.
Curry's got to be Spider-Man. So is that sort of like that sort of thing going on?
I mean, in
that
the
a good-
sense
is
of
that
it
a good
being
analogy?
LeBron is
in the
Cap.
sense of it being the leader, IQ, that is
LeBron.
Cap, right? Cap is that
LeBron.
strategic battle that is LeBron. Because you want to look at anything, if you're not a big into NBA and you want to look at anything, go look at down 3-1 in the 2016 NBA Finals.
Bron
You'll
is
see the
Bron is
greatest player
Cap.
of all time.
MJ is Thor. He's got to be.
gotta
What?
be.
Him? He's talking
Michael
about the
Jordan's gotta
Avengers.
be
He's
Thor.
naming the Avengers.
Who's Hulk?
No, well, first of all, if you're talking, no, I'm not gonna say
You're not gonna
Jordan
put-
is Thor because I think Thor can beat Captain America. So then, no,
I
then
mean,
you're
technically they can all kind of have a day and beat
And
each
beat
other.
each other.
no, at no point
Who's Iron
in
Man?
any scenario can
Who's
Captain
Iron Man?
America beat Thor. Maybe if Thor's drunk. No, not even then, because no. So
Who's Iron
with
Man?
Jordan's
Mjolnir,
not.
with Mjolnir, he
No,
doesn't.
you know who Jordan is?
He doesn't put up a
There you
fight.
go. Yeah, good, fantastic
Jordan
point.
is Black Widow.
What?
Jordan's Black Widow.
Oh my God! Now
and
you're
LeBron
now
is the
you're
Hulk.
You're
You're
such
rage
a
baiting.
Jordan.
now
hater,
you're rage
man.
baiting.
He's trying to get
all
comments.
the
He's
OGs.
trying to get the
go,
comments.
go. That was for all the haters out there. It's for them.
I think that's a good point. I think MJ is Thor right there.
Thor.
That's not my
I
analogy.
mean, he's like most of them will say
I
he
disagree with
is
that.
the one,
The
right?
strongest because there's an argument between LeBron and
MJ.
MJ. I mean, there's got to be an
a
argument.
discussion between Cap and Thor. Would you not say, well, why isn't Thor the best? He's clearly a god of thunder, and Cap has super strength and a shield. Like, there's
All right,
no
what if
way telling me Thor couldn't take over if he wanted to.
What if we make LeBron Hulk? Because there's a constant debate and
Yeah, now you're
argument
talking.
between the strongest Avenger,
he's
who's
just-
the
now
best
you're
basketball
talking.
player. You know,
Yeah, but it
strongest
also
Avenger.
doesn't help because Hulk is stupid.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say he's like the
Wait, I thought he
And
was
look-
super smart.
Hulk Banner is,
Oh,
but Hulk is
okay.
just a
My
savage.
is
fault.
the
Two
yeah.
different folks.
There's rage.
Hulk is just rageful.
He's
He's
all
savage.
rage.
So it's just when it comes down
Miami
to it.
Heat, Braun.
Yeah, you're
Who
talking.
beats him though? Who beats Hulk?
So
That's
I
that's
think
LeBron.
I think
Thanos.
That's
Oh,
I think LeBron
is Jordan Thanos. No, we're not doing this.
LeBron's Hulk in Miami. He's Cap in Cleveland
No, yeah.
and Iron
now-
Man wherever you want him.
Yeah, that's sums up Bron.
I think
Trick of all
undisputed. I think undisputed as for this whole Curry debate. Yeah, I think without a
All right,
doubt.
fine.
He's,
Then make MJ Iron Man. Then.
he's back on the Avengers.
He's
I like this one.
No,
this is
I
pretty
can't
interesting
because-
to me. I think the
I
viewers
can't.
like it.
Curry would be Black Widow, bro.
All right,
Steph Curry.
That's ridiculous.
If that puts him
No,
in the
Curry's
top
He's
five, then
Hawkeye.
I'm
He'd
for
be
it.
the
Hawkeye. He's
arrow
Hawkeye.
dude.
If
That's
that puts him in
Curry.
top five,
He's
I'm for
Hawkeye.
it.
He's not going out there
He's
in
an
the
Avenger.
trenches.
You know,
He's not out there in the
shooting from
trenches.
deep, fam. He's
Yes,
shooting from deep.
exactly.
That's Steph
But
Wardell
you're talking
Curry.
about
Exactly.
his 3-point, but even then, dude, like think about it like this.
What else do we talk about?
No,
From far, right?
Well, bro,
From distance.
He doesn't like
okay.
it. Doesn't like
And
it.
he never misses.
What if I give you Spider-Man?
I like that.
I mean, that's what I said
like
before.
that.
It seems to me like
I
Steph
like that.
Curry.
Curry, Spider-Man.
I mean, if you guys
like that.
are set on
That's
not
a lot
putting
better
him-
than Hawkeye. I do want Steph. I do want you to know these boys called you Hawkeye, and I'm
That's
not
what he
putting
said.
him with it.
He needs to
Do
be
not call
one
Steph
of the best.
Hawkeye because he's so much better.
Boost his
Don't do
mood.
that. Don't do that.
If you guys are set on not putting Steph Curry in the top 5, then I'm fine with him being Spider-Man. All right? But we do have to. I would like to play this game a little bit.
Wait,
like,
what does that mean?
What?
Him not being. What did you say?
If you guys are set on not putting Steph Curry in the top 5, then I'm fine with him being Spider-Man.
It's
Because
tough 'cause you
Spider-Man
should
is
disagree
like,
then.
fantastic.
Because Spider-Man is a top 5 hero. Is that
But
what you're
in
trying
the
to say?
Avengers,
In
I
the
don't think
Avengers,
so.
bro.
But that's a different soapbox.
Whatever.
I mean,
Look,
he's top 5
I
Avengers,
do
but
want
that's
to
another
play this
episode.
game a little bit.
That's crazy.
Shush. I want to play this game a little bit, all right? So if we were to put the top 5 basketball players into the role of the Avengers, who would be who?
Oh,
I said
dude.
that. Braun is Cap.
We're doing
because
all
he's-
time,
He's
or we're just
number
doing.
one.
We're just doing.
Whoever you say is above Steph
DIQ.
Curry.
Okay,
I
so
guess.
then Shaq is gonna be Hulk.
Shaq is.
Oh,
That
that's so
sounds.
easy.
Shaq is
That
gonna
sounds
be
a
old.
lot
There's the
more.
con.
Shaq
better.
is gonna be old. Hulk, he is old, but Hulk.
Braun is Cap.
Braun is probably Cap IQ. No, but man, dude, like
How is he not?
it's tough
I think
because
'cause
he's
he's
the
the
Hulk. He's
ultimate-
as smart as Banner.
He's the ultimate
And
floor
he can pick
general.
up the hammer, bro.
And
Michael
he-
Jordan
He's
wa-
worthy.
was considered old, right? So that would put him as the first
50
event.
is old,
That would
yes.
put him.
Say
At,
50.
that would put him as that would put him as the first Avenger. All right, so let's put him
I
as
think
Captain America.
He's got to be
He's
Cap
not a
then
team
because
player, bro. He's not a team
No,
player.
Michael
He's
Jordan
out
is
there
not a team
doing
player.
doing his thing on
And
his
don't
even
own.
know
then, he's
superheroes
not
like
the
y'all,
fir-
so-
Cap is the first Avenger type player, Avenger right to come out.
That would be
Um,
Bill Russell.
Why
And
isn't
even
Mike?
Bill Russell,
why isn't
Will
Michael
Chamberlain, Kareem
Iron
are
Man?
our
Russell.
guys. Why is what?
Why isn't MJ Iron Man?
Selfish, self-obsessed, don't play well with others.
But absolute.
He does, but Iron Man is
beast.
hey. But what does Iron Man do at the end when it matters most? What did he do?
He takes the game-winning shot.
There you go. Yes, he
takes
gets
the game-winning
W's, baby.
shot.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They
The
say,
game
knew
they
winning
say,
exactly
hey, no,
what I
game on
meant.
the line. Game on the line. The whole universe was on the line, and they say, "Hey, we got to give the Rock to one man."
the rocks, the rocks.
And they threw it to Iron Man.
Oh,
Well,
man.
well, technically,
You go-
he
That's
he
tough 'cause
had
I
the.
love Iron Man.
I feel the.
Well, Michael
Iron
Jordan's
Man
got to be
MJ.
top 5 somewhere. You can't put him as Black Widow or Hawkeye,
He's
bro.
just being
It's
a
disrespectful.
hater.
It's
to
gonna
the
be
GOAT.
he's one of the big three,
Yeah, he's
and the
part
big
of
three
big
is Iron Man, Cap,
he's
and
big three.
Thor.
He's big three. LeBron is a Naruto. Okay.
Oh,
That's not the
What?
game we're
now,
playing.
now we're now
That's
we're
a
switching.
totally
Now we're
different-
switching.
How? I thought we're throwing out all these analogies. We just called Steph Black. What did you say? Hawkeye? I thought we're
Yes,
just throwing
part
out
of the
random
Avengers.
analogies. No.
But
Part
you
of
So
the
now he's
Avengers.
mad that Steph's on the
No,
Avengers.
Steph's Draco Malfoy.
You want to know something? We're talking about a player that changed the game at the same time of playing against players in their prime like Kevin Durant and LeBron. So you say Hawkeye, but this dude is playing when LeBron's at his prime. People even argue if LeBron is the best player in today's era because of Curry. So you can't sit here ever and say Curry is Hawkeye.
Okay,
That's crazy.
He
but,
beat Curry at his
okay, I
peak.
think Thor is Kobe.
Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, and then
I mean,
Bron is
it's,
Cap.
I said MJ.
Yeah, they're the same
the
interchangeable
same-
person.
So who's Black Widow? One of these people got to be Black Widow.
Gotta be
So
a
right now,
sneaky,
just
sneaky
Sneaky
one.
killer.
Sneaky killer.
who we got on the who we got on the board right now is Iron Man is MJ, LeBron is Captain America, Shaq is Hulk.
That's not even like disrespectful though. He's,
I mean,
he's
he's
the most
are
dominant
player
player of
ever.
all time.
Now we got Black Widow and we got Hawkeye.
Go ahead and say it.
And none of those are bad, by the way. They're like I get it. They may not have been shown great or as they're shown great in the movies, but if not as great as potentially some people would want.
I will say that Spider-Man
But they're great
is.
superheroes.
I would say that Spider-Man is. I would consider him more of an Avenger, especially in
Not
the
yet.
comics,
We're
than
not
Hawkeye.
with the top 5 that we're starting with the Avengers.
No, but
with.
you
If
just,
guys
who just
really-
goes
he's
out there
trying
and
to-
decides that Spider-Man can't be in the Avengers because
the
Hawkeye
first
is
Avengers
20
movie.
Kevin
All right.
Feige.
There's more
There
than
you go,
just
Kevin Feige.
there's more than just the Avengers just because it came on 2012.
Look,
he
I'm
would
not
have
the
been,
person
but
that's
Sony didn't want to give up the rights.
Spider-Man
He would have
is
been there.
in the Avengers, so then if you're talking in that case, Curry is Spider-Man, and I will accept that.
Yeah, okay, yes. All right. Like, I'm not the person that wants to put Steph Curry not in the top 5. It's top 3, but I mean top 5, right? So if we're going to take Steph Curry off the board and make him Spider-Man, all right, definitely somebody who deserves to be and is in the future going to be, the Avengers. Just with the 5 that we got, right, the 5 that we get in the first Avengers, who's Hawkeye and
I'm
who's
not calling
Black
any
Widow?
of these dudes Hawkeye or Black Widow.
Why? Because you
I don't-
disrespect both those superheroes, don't you? They're
What?
great superheroes.
I mean,
They're-
sure, but they're
they're
not.
in the
Black
Avengers.
Widow's magic.
But they're not Black
Magic?
Widow. But they're not Hall of Fame level people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I think Black Widow's pretty cold with it though.
I mean, she's an assassin, but like they call Curry the baby-faced assassin. But are
There you
gonna-
go.
No, Curry
they
is not
already-
Black
you-
Widow.
They already
walked
picked
into
it
your
for us.
own.
No. That's so dumb to sit here and say Black Widow
That's
and
a
Curry.
great-
they don't even
that's a
belong in the
great
same
comparison.
sentence. I'm not participating.
Finish
I'm not
the
calling any
game.
of these guys Hawkeyes.
All right, fine. What about you guys?
I think I was.
In the top 5.
Because then where's Kareem? Kareem's not in here.
And
What
Timmy.
are you gonna say, Mr. Fantastic?
And Timmy.
Is he tall? Just,
He's not. Is he part of the Avengers?
who?
Technically.
At a certain point. At a certain point, he is.
I guess it's hard to like
It's
take
very
that
hard.
specific
It's very hard.
top 5 and then say, okay, this is the Avengers top 5. When I guess you feel like there's 3 really top ones and then 2 that are like not so great. It's hard to put a top 5 of
Y'all are
the
tripping.
greatest players of all time.
We're
Y'all are straight
Eh,
tripping right now. That's
the-
disrespectful.
I mean, I'm not a movie guy. I don't know a lot of Avengers stuff, but
Well, it's
I'm
just-
pretty
What
sure.
are you looking at me for?
Because
We're talking about like the best players in NBA history. So these guys are
You'd have to get
You
the
know what?
best
Pretty-
superheroes.
pretty
Best superheroes.
high.
yeah, the
So
best.
in there-
Who are the best superheroes?
Not
maybe
the original
maybe-
Avengers. You don't believe
Superman.
that?
Maybe the Avengers.
Not the original
Greatest superheroes.
No, so then you're telling me you'd rather have Black Widow and Hawkeye over Blue Marvel? No. No. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and tell everybody. We call ourselves nerds. Go ahead and tell all those nerds you'd rather have
It's
Black
not
Widow
my
and Hawkeye
fault
over
that they
Blue
don't
Marvel.
have
No.
that character in the Avengers. All right, we
No, because
have.
they've never even established Blue Marvel. But that's my point. Is he is exactly right. Then if you're gonna say all these guys, these are all the guys that didn't get into the Avengers because they're so much higher. So Blue Marvel, there you go. There's probably like Tim Duncan. Give me Tim Duncan as like Blue Marvel level.
I was gonna say these guys. Now we went through the 3 like forwards, guards
yeah, it's
of like the top 3, but the next guys are all like 7 feet plus. So putting them as like Black Widow,
yeah. No,
seems
it's not gonna
like
work.
they're more.
Give me Allen
They're more
Iverson.
Ultron,
I don't really know what
Doctor
to-
Doom
what to-
level.
I don't really know what to
level
say to
guys.
that, man. I mean, LeBron James is taller than Captain America. We're still playing the game.
I mean,
But there is features that I
Hawkeye
can
says it
understand.
himself. Look, I got arrows running around. the
That's
fire."
all I do.
None of it makes sense. But I'm
Yeah.
gonna go out there, and he tells. Who does he tell? Is that Avengers 1?
Yeah, he's studying WandaVision and Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
And if you go out there, you are an Avenger.
He's like,
and
none
then
of
she
it.
goes out there.
Yeah. So Tim Duncan.
We can go.
definitely
We
deserves.
can go forever doing this whole Avengers thing. All right, but it's really hard because then LeBron is Odin, Blue Marvel, Superman, every Flash all in one, because he's the greatest. So we're done with that.
All right, fine. Then if we're not playing the game, then who is the best NBA player today?
Ooh, today, I think the easy answer is
Wemby.
No, I'd say
Wemby.
Joker. I'd say Joker.
It's Wemby.
I don't think you can make the argument that Joker is the best player in the NBA without saying Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA.
He's nowhere near this
How?
conversation.
How?
Because
Because he what?
half of his game.
He doesn't play defense. Well,
Half of
when
his
does
game is
Nikola
missing.
Jokic play
Yeah,
defense?
but Nikola Jokic puts effort on the defense at least.
He's
There-
7 feet tall. I mean, he pretty much just puts his
He's
hands
not the
up.
worst defender in the league, and he's not the best defender in the league, but he is a
so you're
willing
telling me
defender.
Luka Doncic is the worst defender in the league?
He's down there, and I
No,
think
no, no,
offensively
no.
he's a top
You're telling
5.
me he's the worst defender in the league?
He's a bottom
No.
5%.
Is he the best? No. But on the
There's a difference
offensive
between-
end, there is not.
But
There's a
There's
difference
what?
between
One
top
player
5%.
that can do exactly
no, no,
what
no,
he's
no.
doing.
There's a difference between between being the top 50% of able and willing defenders and the bottom 5%.
Yes, and
Luka is
being
the
a
bottom
7-foot
5%.
7-footer, having to guard other 7-footers who are not going to be moving like
Then I'm
like a
sorry.
guard.
Okay, then I'm sorry. Who impacts the game more defensively then, Luka or Jokic? It's definitely going to be Jokic. So that's not. What does that even mean?
As a 7-footer, just rim
okay, I'm
presence.
sorry. He's 7-footer. It doesn't matter. Then that means he's still more of a willing defender on defense.
Okay, and then on the offensive end,
what about the offensive end?
Luka could stretch out.
Sure, his that side of his game
is more elevated than anybody's.
Okay, well then let's talk about Jokic's IQ probably being only behind LeBron.
And Luka Doncic's is where?
No, I think Joker's much more. Even his points responsible for the entire
put some pretty
game.
bad tape out there.
Who?
Luka. And on defense, half of defense is effort. So if the effort's
no, it is.
No?
100%.
What are you talking about? That's all it ever is.
Absolutely.
Defensive drills, your hands are up.
It's
to
effort
the side,
and it's willingness.
You're stepping up.
You just have a willingness to go out there and do what you got to do.
And he'll just consistently let you blow by.
If you're guarding Luka Doncic, you're going to tell me effort and willingness is going to help you.
There's only so much I can take you against this player offensively,
You're talking about
of
offense
course.
now. We're talking about his defense, not hit defense against him. On defense, he has no... I'm not going to say he has no effort. I'm sure on some nights...
I'm pretty sure I could go and find the same film of Nikola Jokic
Sure, you're talking a 7... Okay, then are you talking about a center being out there in the perimeter?
I don't care with his height. I don't care about it.
But a center is not normally... Yeah, but a
Victor
center...
Wembanyama's out there. He's moving.
You're talking about a 7'6" alien. We're talking about Nikola Jokic.
Oh, now the height, that doesn't matter.
I mean, it makes
that's beneficial for Jokic when he's a 7-footer guarding the rim.
But that's never the case because why would I ever have my center guarding a guard?
Because that's the NBA. We switch.
Sure, understand.
Why would I ever?
They want a chip. You don't think that they can work defensively without winning a chip?
I think you build a lot of defensive players around somebody and you can get very far. Look at the Dallas Mavericks. You build a lot of defensive players around Luka Doncic and you make it all the way to the NBA championship.
What were the headlines after that final series?
They played
that
the Boston
Luka
Celtics.
Completely gave up. He let so many. He had the highest percentage of blow-bys in finals history because he just completely
would just let them pass.
Just let him go.
I mean,
that was everybody.
Nikola Jokic, he won a championship.
Everybody was dumping on Luka after that finals because of the
against who?
Why does that even matter?
Performance.
They still made it. Did you not still make it? They're still playing. They still got to play the team that's in front of them. You got to play the team that's in front of you every single time. You can lose the series.
The same argument you were making for Drake May playing against all these guys that got injury. That was Miami Heat making it all the way to the finals against Denver. But didn't you just say,
hey, but you got to play the team in front of you too? Does it help Drake May and them for facing injuries?
Absolutely,
yes, it does.
Absolutely.
But they still made it.
Yes.
But in the NFL, when it's a one-game win or lose, in the NBA, it's a 7-game series. If you're better than the team, you're gonna beat them 4 times.
Yeah, and if you don't have your star player, you're gonna lose.
Okay, so then
then
on Denver, it is Nikola Jokic.
Yes, absolutely.
He is the star player. Who does he really have?
I mean, he had Jamal Murray,
who's never been an All-Star.
But that doesn't mean he's not an All-Star. You're telling me
he's never been an All-Star.
Okay,
so
but
the
in the
year
finals,
Luka Doncic had Kyrie, was he an All-Star?
Kyrie is definitely an All-Star caliber player, absolutely.
But the year he had him, was he an All-Star? No.
I'm not sure if that year he was an All-Star, but we all know Kyrie Irving as...
Yes, we know Kyrie, but he's older now. But he's older now.
It didn't look like that in what was that, 2024, 2025?
We were seeing Cleveland Kyrie.
No, of course
Celtics?
not.
Why not? Because he was older.
Of course he's older than what he was
That's
in
what
Cleveland.
I'm saying, bro. You're talking about time that you're getting a player.
No, okay, well, I've seen Jokic win a championship, right? Well, I apologize to you and I apologize to all the Spurs fans. Wemby's not in this conversation yet because he's very young. But I can understand this conversation.
Skill-wise, he's...
Yeah, absolutely.
Top two.
First of all, like I said, Luka's
and if you're
defense,
arguing both ways, Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the NBA.
Well, no, because what I've seen...
exactly my point. You're arguing, like I said, for Luka, his defensive side, there's zero. Okay, so that it's Jokic hard to argue one side. And Victor Wembanyama, defense is on a million.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way past anybody we've ever seen.
Does he impact the game as much as Jokic?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. What are you talking about?
Absolutely. You're not going to...
He doesn't impact the game.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that Victor Wembanyama catches the ball and the whole court is like... Oh,
yeah,
no.
You're amazed at what he can do.
No, you're like, oh no, how am I going to stop him?
There's no way to stop him offensively.
You're amazed at what he can do, of course. But If I'm
You're
going up
speaking
against
from
Nikola
IQ
Jokic,
passing
I'm
level.
so much scared because not only can he drop 30 on me, but he can also dish out 14, 15 assists and be responsible for 60, 70 points. I'm not worried about Wemby ever being responsible for 60, 70 points. Does he have those games?
Why?
When
He's
have-
21 years old.
He's responsible.
That's not. Then
he's
that's
res-
a different argument.
Okay,
because what
no,
I'm
it's
saying
not
is,
different.
He's responsible for
no, don't do
he's
that, Skip.
He's
Because what I'm
responsible
arguing,
for 40 points on the offensive end
And
and
then
not allowing
I'm not arguing
70
anything
points on the
defensive.
defensive
That's a
end.
I'm not
complete-
So
arguing
technically,
defense right now.
what's he really allowing out here?
Again,
You know
I'm
what
not
I mean?
arguing. I'm not arguing
'Cause-
defense right now. What I am telling you is we're
not
not
gonna-
doing this whole thing where we're drafting a player and in 5-10 years.
No.
Of course, because
Right
then
now.
of course
We're
that's
saying
Wemby.
right now.
So if we did an NBA draft today and you have 1 year to win a chip, you have the number 1 pick. You're picking Wemby.
I'm picking Wemby.
No, that's stupid.
If I want to
How is
win
that stupid?
this,
1 year.
this exact year,
Yes, with
barring
one
I
player,
get a
building
healthy,
around that player.
I'm taking Victor Wembanyama.
And you're assuming you have
No.
a decent
And the
team
only
around.
reason why
and
I'm saying that
and
is
There's
I
a
can build
decent
the
team.
exact
Now
thing
let's
I
go
need
off
around
of
him.
history. What history tells us. I love Wemby. He's gotten hurt.
No,
and ended his
no, I
career-
just said
ended his season
injury. I just said injury.
Yeah, we're not
free.
talking about-
Because
Okay,
then if
well, you
injuries
can't
are
say-
playing a part,
Well, no,
then
it
there's-
doesn't for you, Nikola Jokic, because he's always consistently
He's
playing.
out right now. He's
Oh,
been
the
out.
outlier
Didn't-
time.
didn't-
How many times has
didn't
he gotten
just
hurt prior?
Didn't he just
Okay,
got
but
hurt,
that's
right?
now a 30-year-old, he finally gets hurt. All those other years, he's
He didn't play.
consistent.
He didn't play. He was a second round pick. He saved his body
He
for a
played
lot of
immediately.
years.
They
Was
were
he a
so
second
willing
round?
to move forward with him that they traded Nurkic because they wanted to give him that
Not-
center position.
But not like
It was like
how
2-3 years in the league. Then he was here, and everybody knows
Joker,
him.
what year did he get drafted?
Probably like, oh man,
he doesn't know.
I don't
Maybe
know,
like
but
20,
my point is he
13,
didn't come onto the scene
14?
until
Doing this.
2020.
no,
In the bubble,
Wait,
when
wait.
they were
No, he was-
going up against the Lakers in the finals. You're telling me anybody was saying before the bubble, oh, the Nuggets,
Nikola-
watch
no.
out for Nikola and the
we're
Nuggets.
not arguing.
And let me
How are we over here? We're not arguing these players from the past. I'm saying today who is the best player because of who would I'd rather have on my team. The build around, and I know I'm probably going to win. Wemby is not there yet. He is amazing
How?
talent.
How?
Can I explain?
Yes.
Can I explain maybe?
Yes.
He's 21 years old. The qualities that he possesses, nobody has because they're not 7'6". They can't dribble the rock like he can. But I haven't seen him do that right now to be able to take that team over the hump.
So then
like I've
LeBron
seen
James.
Nikola Jokic.
So then LeBron James.
Right now.
I've seen LeBron.
No, LeBron's
I've
not
seen
doing
Le-
that right now. LeBron's not doing that
But
more
I've
than.
seen him do it before.
Yeah, you've seen it. We're talking
If I
about
build the perfect roster around LeBron James, I'm taking LeBron James.
not
If that's
LeBron
your
James
argument.
at 41 years old. No.
But that's your argument right
No,
now that you're
because
saying
they-
because you've seen Nikola Jokic win a championship before, you're
Okay.
going to draft him.
No, and I've
day
seen
uno.
him consistently
has
put
the
up-
same.
I'm not talking
has
about-
the same.
I'm not talking about free throw
Accolades.
merchant. I'm not talking about free throw
He
Okay.
has
merchant.
a chip.
Same accolades.
Same
I'm
not
amount
talking
of
about him.
same amount of chips.
And
as-
even then, he's had so much more help on his team than Nikola Jokic had
How?
on his team. J-Dub, Chet Holmgren, Luens
Chet's
Dort.
buns.
They're like
Luens Dort.
What do you,
Luens Dort. You
Lugens.
just
What does it
named
take-
Luens Dort,
what does it
bro.
take to win?
That's
What-
the same thing as me saying
Alex
Christian
Caruso.
Braun for the Denver
No, no, no,
Nuggets,
what does it
man.
take-
Bruce
Like,
Brown.
come on.
What
Bruce
is it-
Brown
Like
stepped
Michael
up.
Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. Like
Brucey
we're just
D.
naming the roster.
No,
Come
but
on,
what is
fam.
it? No, what does it take to win a championship in the NBA? It takes your
team.
Batman, your Robin, and wings, defenders, right? Perimeter shooters.
Yes.
That is all what OKC is comprised of. So
Role players. Two stars and role players.
and great role players. Okay?
Yes, that
Where's
was the Denver
star in
Nuggets
that?
when they won.
I've never heard anybody say here and say, "Oh, hey, Jamal Murray is a star." He's never been an all-star. So
He
how
was
do you sit here
cooking.
and say he's a
He was
star?
cooking.
So,
So he
was
had-
T.J. Warren in the bubble? Are we going to
So
sit
he
here and
had-
say T.J. Warren was a star because he was cooking in the bubble?
Okay, well,
Yes.
T.J.
No.
Warren never played in the finals like Jamal Murray, and you're telling me
Hey,
Jamal
guess
Murray
what?
had
my,
nothing to
my
do.
entire defensive plan is centered around Jokic. I'm going to have to live with somebody else going off. I don't want Jokic to go off. And even despite
Okay,
it being
so-
all centered around you and stopping you, Joker still consistently puts up 25, 13, and 15. How do you have that from your center and he's responsible for 60 points a game, but he's not the best player?
I could get that from Wemby.
No, you cannot,
can.
because I've never seen Wemby put up
You're talking about
20, 13, 13 consistently. Can
Yes,
Wemby do
and
that?
ye-
Maybe.
And you're talking
but
about a
I haven't
roster.
seen it.
You're talking about a roster that was built to go to the championship and win it. A roster that was built around a specific guy that has been in the system, playing in the
Okay,
NBA
yes.
for several years.
Yes, that's
developed
Jokic.
his skill.
That's Jokic, yes. That's why
What-
he's the best player today.
Skill wise, Victor Wembanyama has more skill.
Absolutely.
So why would I not win a championship with Wemby on my team? But
even this
Joker?
year
I
in his
know
limited.
what Joker can do when it gets to the playoffs. I know he can
And I
finally
know what
take
LeBron
over.
can do when he gets
but
to
you
the
want to know what
playoffs.
Wemby does now? Even still to this day, Wemby makes so many mistakes. So many mistakes when you're watching the Spurs.
And they,
that's expected.
And they,
He's 21.
And they outweigh the great things that he does.
Well, Joker doesn't make that many mistakes right now because he's learned how to play the game. There's nobody smarter in the NBA besides Joker besides LeBron. What does Wemby do that everybody gets mad about? Wemby shoots 8 or 9 threes a game, and that upsets everybody. Why? Because everybody tells you you're 7'6". Get down low.
Yeah, but that's the Spurs trying to prolong his career instead of right now at a young age.
So you think
having
Vince Johnson is telling him, hey,
No,
you shoot
that's
12
not
shots a
that's
game,
not what
8
I'm
of them I
saying.
want them to be threes.
No, that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
of course not. So then his IQ and his feel for the game is not there yet. Are you saying this is Wemby's peak?
His feel for the
Are
game
you saying
is
this
not
is
there.
Wemby?
No,
It's not there yet. Of course not. He's 21.
That's what I'm arguing.
Okay, so then he's not the best player when not only is the numbers he puts up, but his IQ and his feel for the game is not nowhere near
Joker's
Joker.
offensive IQ is there, right? It's
Yes,
very
absolutely.
high.
That's
Okay,
it.
what about Wemby's defensive IQ?
It's very high.
Defensive.
It's very high.
So
So
you're
one
telling
player
me-
does amazing
you're telling me
offense,
that doesn't-
one player
that
does
doesn't
amazing
compare?
defensively, but
And then on the other
and
side
on
of the
the-
ball, how does it look?
Jokic is a willing,
one is
is
way
a willing
down
and able defender down low. I'm never gonna.
I've never seen Nikola Jokic be an All NBA defensive
I never
player.
said that.
I've never seen
cool, 'cause I never
somebody
said that.
somebody
He's
sit there with
average.
Nikola
Oh my
Jokic
God,
on the
he's
screen and say,
such an
"Yeah,
idiot.
he about to
never,
lock up."
Oh, he's gonna piss me off. I never said that he was an
We are
All
sa-
NBA defender.
Okay, we
I
are
said
saying
he's a willing
the levels.
defender.
The
Is he
levels
not a
are
willing
different.
defender?
The levels are different.
Oh my God!
Nikola
Yes, they are.
Jokic
One
on
dude won a
defense-
chip.
Nikola Jokic and LeBron's got 4, so give me LeBron James. Then,
Okay,
if
but
that's your
LeBron
argument,
is
if I've seen a guy
41.
win a championship before, I know LeBron out of everybody in the NBA knows how to win a championship.
Of course, but his
So then
level
why
of
would I
play,
not-
because his level of
Because-
play right now doesn't back that up, and it does for Joker.
But your statement of because he's won a chip before, but he doesn't play better
I've
on
seen
both.
what he looks like when the- I've
Let
seen
me
what he
talk.
looks like.
Let me talk.
Oh
Let me
my
talk. You're
God.
getting mad when somebody cuts you off. But you're arguing the level of play that Jokic produces on both ends of the floor is the same as Wemby's.
I think it's
Wrong.
more.
How?
I think it's
You
more.
think on offensive he produces that much more than Wemby on the
On
offensive end?
offensive, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then on the defensive end, Victor Wembanyama
Is way
produces
more.
so much more.
Absolutely.
On offense,
But
the gap is not as big as you're saying.
The gap is not big at
Y'all-
all because
Victor
in
Wembanyama can dribble,
limited
pass,
minutes.
I'm going to make this clear to
post.
everybody else. If we're talking about a redraft and you take one player now and you have this player for the next 5-10 years,
If I have
absolutely
him
it is
for
Wemby.
1 year, 5 years,
1
10 years,
year,
give me
even
Wemby.
Give me Joker.
even in Wemby's limited capacity this season because of the injury he's coming off of. He's like what 20,
I'm pretty sure
20,
he's got the
20
best
minutes a
plus
game,
minus in the
25
league,
minutes
too.
a game. He's averaging about 25 points a game in those 20 minutes.
Okay.
So even in his limited
so
capacity,
then he gets 3-4 assists and he's responsible for 38 points a game.
see,
In 20 minutes.
all you've been talking about,
You know, in
all,
NBA,
all
there's
you've been
something-
talking about is assists.
Because is that not very important when
What
it comes
about
to winning a
Wemby's
game?
blocks?
So let me tell you this real quick. In basketball, there's something called points responsible
Only the
for because that
beneficial.
puts that puts together your points and assists. Every point that you are responsible for, it highlights that. Right? That's why I'm talking about a guy named Nikola Jokic, right? They call him Joker, because he's responsible for so many points. Right? That's why I like him over Wemby. I'm not saying that Wemby is not this insane talent who will probably be better than Jokic 5 years from now. He's not right now. He's not right now. He's not right now.
There's
This
a
is
whole-
going to go on forever. There has to be
Aaron-
another episode entirely.
Aaron brought it up. There's a whole stat that doesn't show up on paper. You only see the eye test, but the points and the possessions that he's responsible for that they don't score.
The eye test tells me that
There's
Joker is
pretty
the
much-
best player in the
there's
NBA.
pretty much no
and it's
layups.
the same thing that I saw last playoffs when he took OKC to 7 games, and nobody else looked like they were on OKC's level. He did that in the Western Conference leading up to it, and Joker looked like the best player on the court. Even when the MVP was on the court, he looked better than the MVP. So, no.
I think
No.
they were just better fit to go against OKC last
I
year.
mean, you want Wemby to have a full built team ready to go to the playoffs
Because
so he can
maybe he's
prove
not
to you
ready yet. Maybe.
or the team.
When have you ever seen
When
a
is
21-year-old a team built around him and he's the best player in the league? Never. Never. And you're not going to.
Exactly. But you're arguing here that we haven't seen him in the playoffs to do these things.
Wemby, because he hasn't.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he's
But I
any
have,
lesser.
okay,
Skill-wise,
then I'm going
if I had to
hypothetical
draft-
off of things I don't know versus things I do know. And what I do know is Nikola Jokic shows up in the playoffs.
he's responsible for.
He's
Shows up in the
responsible
playoffs.
for
Okay,
40,
but-
50 points on the offensive end.
And then on the defensive end, he is a willing defender down
What
low.
does that mean? What does that mean?
It's all
He's willing.
effort.
He's
It's
willing
all
to
effort.
put
We
his
just
hands
talked
up.
about
Yeah,
defensive
He's willing to
effort.
put his
He's
hands
not-
up.
he's
Oh my
not
gosh,
a-
that's so soft.
No,
His-
it's not.
his
He's a
effort-
willing
That's so
defender.
soft. Tell him to get a
he
stop.
doesn't-
Tell him to clamp up. How many
He
blocks does
doesn't
he
have
average in the playoffs?
He
Tell me
doesn't have that much effort on the defensive side. What he has is height, and he doesn't have
He's
to
a willing
close out.
defender.
Talked about effort and willingness.
He's a willing defender.
He's a willing defender down
Hands
low.
up.
I'm not gonna knock points off for him because he
No,
can't
you know what
stay
he's
with
doing?
the guard.
He's telling them, "Go,
Yeah.
go that way."
Hey, guess what?
go that way,
IQ
go
that
way."
matters.
And guess
Yeah.
what? Victor Wembanyama could sit there and go that way, but still get the 7 blocks it requires.
Okay, then guess what? Then this will answer our question at the end of the year. Are Spurs making the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes.
If
So Wemby
health considering, yes.
So now
Man.
you're considering
No,
whether
no.
Wemby can
No.
play in the playoffs.
Can you listen to what I'm saying? Okay, you're saying that you'd rather have Wemby for 1 year today, 1 year, than you'd rather have Nikola Jokic on a 1 year deal to be your best player on your best team, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Okay, so then at the end of the year, let's look at Wemby. Let's see what Wemby looks like in the playoffs versus what Nikola Jokic
What does
looks
he
like
look
in the
like?
playoffs too.
Exactly the same.
Okay, then there you said it. So
What
then
is-
now let's see.
so that's all that
because
matters.
what history tells us is 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds usually don't look that good in the playoffs because they're not ready. That's okay. That's fine. There's growing pains.
How did Jokic do when he was 21 in the playoffs?
I mean, he
I
probably
don't
didn't
think
do
he was
that
there.
good, but I'm
Oh,
not
he wasn't
arguing
there?
Nikola Jokic at 21. I'm arguing
He's arguing him
crazy.
at 28, 29.
I'm arguing him
How
at
many?
30 when
how
he is
many?
today.
How many points
Yes,
was he
okay.
responsible for when he was 21?
So then we're deviating off the question because we're not talking about the past.
we're not.
Skill,
What I am saying is who would I rather have
side
today?
for side,
What I'm
Victor
saying-
Wembanyama is the most skilled player in the NBA side for side.
This is going to go on forever. This has got to be an entirely different episode.
Who was the last 2 basketball players to make it to the Avengers? Who is the best NBA player today? The world may never know.
I have no idea, and that's irritating. We're gonna be here forever doing that. Leave in the comments who you think is the best player in the NBA today. Is it Wemby? Is it who'd you say?
Luka's up for debate. I think
He
Shea's up for
wasn't
debate.
in
I mean, there's a lot of players, but I think Wemby is
The best
if,
player
if
in
you
the
had
NBA
to start
today.
a team to try and win, I think
1 year.
Wemby
is
is
your- okay.
the biggest
And
anomaly
I say Nikola
in the NBA.
Jokic. So let us know in the comments what you think. But
As you can see,
as always, dude,
the arguments can get pretty heated, similar to like nerds going crazy about who's the greatest superhero of all time.
All passion.
It's all passion. It's all love. It's all hyper focusing on minute details. All right. What can I say? We're all nerds.
Well, love it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please continue to like, follow, and subscribe. We are well on our way we are almost at 100,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So here pretty soon we are looking to move studios. So God willing, you will see a nice setup behind us in a custom studio for me and Brandon. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And please continue to do it, to share, and we'd greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
Later, nerds.